Hi everyone, I'm Cela Rosa Banes, BizIT4D, and this is my activity for System Architecture and Network Design. In this video, I'll be presenting two parts. Part 1, the Web Application System Architecture of my Laravel and Knox project, and, and Part 2, the Network Architecture Design for a two-floor building setup. Here is my system architecture diagram for my Laravel and Knox project. On the left side, we have the client or front end, which is built using Knox.js. The front end handles the user interface, pages, and components. When a user performs an action like logging in, submitting a form, or viewing data, the front end sends an HTTP request to the backend API. Moving to the center, we have the server side, which uses Laravel as the backend. Laravel receives the API request from Knox through routes like API login, API users, or API data. Laravel then processes the logic, validates the data, and communicates with the database. On the right side, we have the database, where all information is stored. For example, user accounts, posts, records, images, or logs. The backend sends queries to the database and receives the requested data back. Once the backend receives the result, it sends a JSON response back to the Knox frontend, and the interface updates accordingly. So the flow goes client, API request, backend, database, backend response, and client. For deployment, this setup can run on a local server or inside VirtualBox using Apache or Nginx for Laravel and Node.js for Knox. Next is my network architecture diagram for a two-floor building. Each floor contains 10 pieces and each floor is placed in a different subnet. For floor 1, I use the subnet 192.168.10.0. The pieces on the floor 1 have IP addresses such as 192.168.10.11, 192.168.10.12, and 192.168.10.13, and so on. Their default gateway is 192.168.10.1. For floor 2, I use another subnet, 192.168.20.0. The pieces I have IP addresses like 192.168.20.11, 192.168.20.12, and 192.168.20.13. Their default gateway is 192.168.20.1. Each floor has its own switch, and the pieces are connected to hubs or switches on their respective floors. Both switches are then connected to the main router. The router has two interfaces: Gigabit Ethernet 0/0 IP addresses 192.168.10.1, Gigabit Ethernet 0/1 with IP address 192.168.20.1. These interfaces allow the router to route traffic between the two subnets and also provide internet access if they're connected to a modem. The design shows a clear hierarchy: pieces, hubs, switch, router, and internet or gateway. This ensures smooth communication within each floor and across the entire network. That ends my presentation. Thank you for watching.